Hello, everybody. Hello, Constant Reader, Mega Shark, Finder and a Gamer. So yeah, we're on stream. Schmohawk Stairs into Your Soul. Yeah, the live notification. I don't really know why I did that, but welcome to the stream. I didn't do the starting soon screen today either. You may have noticed I didn't do the starting soon screen because I realized the song I picked for this screen, the beginning screen, was kind of long, so I didn't want to do a 2-minute song for that and then do another because I had another song planned for the starting soon screen, because usually I do two, but I will try to format that better next time, because I know you love to see the beautiful baller. So today, what are we doing today? We are doing we're gonna be reacting to my album. I just released an album. I know some of you have seen it, some of you haven't, or seen/listened to it. Scalp baller, Scalp of a Leather Horse. It just came out, I believe, yesterday. No, I don't know. Not I believe. I know it came out yesterday, and the reaction seems pretty positive. And I planned to do a reaction stream. That won't take too long, and then we're gonna play a bit more Five Nights at Freddy's 6. So, oh, excuse me, hold on. We're on the yeah, I was gonna play this song. But yeah, so that was the song I was gonna do for the starting soon screen, but I want to use that one more as like maybe like background music in other scenarios. Okay, so Scalp of a Leather Horse. What is Scalp of a Leather Horse? Now, I don't really know what Scalp of a Leather Horse is. Well, I do. So Scalp of a Leather Horse is an album that I made over the summer, though it's inherently not a. I'll actually put back here. I don't know why I went there so soon. It's not a. It's not a summer album at all. The summer album really was my album called Pixels that I released. I don't know if all of you heard that album. But I wanted Scalp of a Leather Horse to kind of be the flip side of that album Pixels, because it's all happy and it's got a lot of like upbeat video game music songs. So this is like dark video game. This is like boss music songs. So thank you, Mega Sharp, with the ogre. So yeah, this album I'm very excited to have you guys listen to. It's only 40 minutes long, won't keep you for too long, and then we can get to what you all want to see, which is the FNAF 6 gameplay. And also, I know I completely overhauled my, definitely got that vibe from it, yeah. So I definitely overhauled the stream. You may notice the border on this. The starting soon screen has completely changed to be less cursed, I guess. The starting soon screen is no longer cursed. Same with the ending soon screen. I know there's really no purpose for an ending soon screen, but I want more excuse to play video game music in my streams, so I put an ending soon screen. Be back soon is a little different, and then the stream. So we have this for when I'm talking to you. This is kind of when we're just vibing, like looking up stuff. I know the screen is small, so that's why I'm not going to be using it right now, because I'm still working on it. I didn't have time to finish it. And then this is from when we are going to be playing games with the border. Once again, I'm still kind of working on the whole, like, the border and stuff like that. But for now, we're just going to be using this very primitive look for the stream. And I also, if you're worried about not being able to see stuff with the new, like, especially like this, I have the screen zoomed in currently, so you guys will be able to see, like, the track lists and the description. So speaking of the description, so let's get, thank you, Constant Reader. I made it in like a couple minutes right after last stream, and I know I didn't stream yesterday either because I don't know, time just like totally flew by. But let's read real quick. I know you guys probably can't see it; it's blurry, but I'll read the description. Scalp Leather Horse is split into two halves. The first half is Phase 1. The story is called Scalp of Leather Horse. So I'll read this short story that goes along with the first 5 songs aloud. And then before we get into the last 5 songs, I'll also read that story. So first, Scalp of a Leather Horse. The first side of this record is an instrumental concept album about the leather horse who makes his way across the Scalp Flat Desert to try and find more meaning in his worthless life. He ends up accidentally discovering Clunk, a robot who is obsessed with collecting vinyl records. After being joined by the strange and mysterious robot, the leather horse feels safer than ever. During the dead of night and while journeying through the hottest part of the desert, Clunk turns on the leather horse and attempts to attack him. This leaves the leather horse hiding inside of an old rusted pickup truck lying in the middle of the desert, where he is not found by Clunk. The horse dies slowly and painfully from heat stroke in the truck. Now we are going to do what I like to call the sound test, because I could not, or what I also like to call, I could not set up the thing that lets me record videos and audio so I can make sure that you guys can hear this. So I'm going to take 1 second and I'm just going to play, I don't know, like, I guess a random song from this. I'll play the first song briefly, or the second song, but it's the one after the intro. I'll play the song briefly, and I'm going to mute my mic and look at the stream just to make sure that the audio is, like, good, it's loud enough, you guys can hear it. Because what I'm going to be doing is basically like a commentary. I don't know if you've ever seen, like, directors who will do commentaries on their films. It's kind of going to be like that. So I will play one song, talk about it, play one song, talk about it. Maybe I'm going to try not to pause mid-song too much. Not too much. Only if it's like something mid-song. So let me just take a second to make sure the audio is good. I think it is, and then we'll get right into it. All right, audio sounds good. So we're going to. All right, audio. Oh no. Sounds. So we're going to start with layering my audio on top of my audio, and no, we're actually going to start with Scalp Flats, the first track on my new album, Scalp of a Leather Horse. Well, what to say about the Scalp Flats? I don't know what to say about Scalp Flats because it is a weird song. So it's basically I kind of tried to make this. Well, first of all, it's sped up drums. I don't know if you didn't pick up on that. So it's the sound of like a drum kit, like sped up. I don't know when I recorded it offhand, but it was at some point, and I was like, you know, it'd be funny, if I sped those drums up. Excuse me. So it creates this kind of very dry, very almost kind of like tin canish sound, which I know is usually bad when describing music, but in this case it's good. So I think it was a really good way to kind of introduce this land of the Scalp Flats, this desert where this horse is just continually. No, I was not playing that. I'm not that good at like blast beats and like death metal drumming. I'm all right at punk, but I can't do that. But yes, no, I sped it up quite. Not, it wasn't that much. It was already pretty fast song, I think, but I sped it up more. Because I thought it kind of fit the vibe of the desert. That's the song that definitely probably had the least like compositional stuff going on. Okay, so let's move into track two. Let me just make sure. Okay, track two, which is called Leather Horse Variation 1. All right. So that's Leather Horse Variation 1. There's 3 on this album, tracks with the Leather Horse variation. And they all kind of have that same vibe. They all have that very like kind of, I guess you could say, a skittering melody. They're all with the drums. And then I kind of introduce these catchy-ish melodies. This one's weird though because it has that little breakdown part with the with a kind of instrument. And I don't know. I think that one came out really well because of the contrast between the two parts, the fast-paced nature. It really like kicks off the album in a really good way. And it still the whole album has this kind of dry sound to it. This track included, and I think it does a good job of setting up the setting of a desert, which is where the album takes place. Okay, so we're gonna go back here to Click Click and Old Songs in the Late 60s. They're one song, but like it's like another medley, like multiple songs together situation.
Yeah, but you don't want to sell everything. You want also...
Oh, this is swing if you're into swing.
It's also nice to keep it, honey.
This is,
as a thing.
Well, I'd rather some of the old songs. Yeah. This is good. They get a lot of from like Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, Robin Tower, The Blue Oyster Cult, Cheap Trick.
another one of my wonderful ABBAs. One Cheap Trick too, which is
Bad Company, of course.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that.
Fritz Pink, that's old. I got that back in the late 60s, I believe.
Alice, this is one of hers. I'm not sure what this is all about.
Wait, what?
Okay, so what's that? What was that about? Okay, two things I know about this song. Hold on, I'm gonna pull something up real quick. It might get a little bit laggy. I don't know. I gotta pull something up because I want to show you two interesting sample sources that I used for this track, and I think they're really 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 funny. So one of them is that drum sound, that kind of constant boom, that sound. So it's actually, if I go to the screen capture setup here, hold on 1 minute. Am I gonna leak something here? Oh wait, I'm not gonna leak anything, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so the sample there is actually fireworks. So on the 4th of July, my neighbors do fireworks. We don't, but I do. Or we don't, but they do. And I thought it would be funny if I recorded the sound of their fireworks. So that drum sound constant through the main section of that song, if I go here to the media player real quick, is, oh, hold on. Here you go. Is actually from, it's fireworks. That sound. I sampled that sound, which is already pretty insane there. Yeah, I know, it's sick. I had the idea. I was like, I was kind of in the moment because 4th of July happened when I was making this album. So because I was around when I made it, so I was like, it'd be really funny if I did the fireworks sample, and I thought I don't know, I thought it was a really really funny idea. So I had to implement that, and two, I actually don't know where this is. This might be on my Google Photos. But okay, what's with the ending part? What's going on there? So the ending part is my grandparents talking. It's mainly my grandfather talking about like records. I had this time I went to his house, and he went all over all of these different records. I have like a 20-minute thing recorded on my phone of him going through it, and I kind of like slowed down the voices, messed with it, and a couple other samples throughout the album are taken from those old records as well. But let's keep it going with Scalp of Leather Horse, and you can't see anything because I messed up the screen capture. Yeah, the firework. I'd say the firework is probably one of my best uses of a sample like that. Okay, so let's keep going with Response. This one gets a little funky, not funky, little groovy, I guess you could say. Let's listen to it. All right. That was Response. And I'm assuming most of you probably don't know. Well, not gonna be negative, but it's not a negative thing. But a genre of music called Screwed and Chopped. It's basically the act of, a lot of DJs use it, of taking or hip hop or rap, or sometimes like from songs from beat tapes, rap beats, and sometimes with lyrics, sometimes not, and slowing them down and kind of chopping them up, making this kind of repetitive, hypnotizing, trance-like music. So this was my take on Screwed and Chopped. It's from a hip hop song. If you're curious, it's Misery by Lil Ugly Mane. That's where I took um, the main sample from, and then the rest of the samples, the rest of the synths and stuff like that were added in post. But yeah, that was kind of my take on Screwed and Chopped music. It's in the story, kind of represents the leather horse. Now this robot guy is with him, and it's kind of, he's mysterious, he's a little bit odd, a little bit of a weird personality, so it's kind of creating this unsettling, off kilter vibe. Now here's one of my favorite songs. This is the one I'm most excited for you to hear. Track 5, the final song of the first phase of Scalp Leather Horse, is called Backwater Rust Truck, and this one kind of takes place when the horse, dehydrates in the back of a rusty truck. So, it's gonna be the goat. All right, that's Backwater Rust Truck. What a crazy song. So that one I made. Hold on, chat being stupid, not loading. There you go. Chat kind of, or not chat. That song was kind of. Every song on this album is like my take on a different genre or different style. So that one was kind of my take on. Oh, my text didn't go through a second outro jump scare. Yeah, the second part kind of with the choir was I think that's one of my favorite parts on this album. Favorite moments where it kind of like, oh, the song's over and then there's this ominous outro part with the choir. But yeah, this was my take on horror movie soundtracks, particularly those from the 80s. I know especially my mom did a lot to help me introduce a lot of different horror movie soundtracks. She loves horror movies. She loves horror movie soundtracks, particularly Halloween 3, Creep Show as well. A couple different other soundtracks that kind of inspired the very like synthesizer heavy sound of that particular track. Very very one of my favorite tracks on the album. Probably my favorite. I think that one is the one that sounds the best. The production's pretty solid. Yeah, I think it's just a really horror synth. That's kind of the genre, I guess you could say. Yeah, believe it or not, horror synth is actually like a documented genre on like Rate Your Music, because there was these horror soundtracks that went so hard that they had to make a whole separate category to categorize them under, which is funny. Okay, so now we are going to continue with. Hold on, give me a minute with the. I don't know why I chat. Okay, we are going to continue with Leather Horse Variation 2.
are you?
Had to hustle to get that one paused. I skipped back 5 seconds because the vocal sample from the next song started playing. But yeah, I said in chat if you didn't see. So that sound that that sample sound, who are you? Who are you? Is from Sonic 3. It's the sound of who says it? Is it Sonic who said he says come on, come on. He says it and it's the beginning of that sped up. But yeah, that song, all the Leather Horse variations kind of have that same vibe, kind of that like fast paced, just like crazy, go crazy, techno song type vibe. Not really techno, electronic song. With like the kind of like classic like chiptune video game music drums. I like using those in IDM electronic styled songs. Like those fast paced songs. So we're gonna keep it going here. I know I keep saying we're gonna keep it going here. With who are you? Who are you? This is the longest or second longest next to the Backwater Rush track. This is the 7th song overall. Oh dang it, I forgot. This one has a story as well. Who are you? There's a difference between who are you and who are you. Okay, yeah, there's a second story. This phase 2, it started with the last song that we just listened to. Is Horse Wearing Horse's Skin. Which is about a strange old tale that was spun by an unknown author at the beginning of time. I wrote this a while ago, so that's why I'm reading off of the thing. In later years, it was simply passed off as a myth, which may or may not be true. The tale centers around a group of 3 horses. One horse is much larger than the 2, as he is gluttonous and eats all the food they find. When the horses are wandering around aimlessly, they discover a dark and moody forest of thick trees. They are unable to find their way out. In pure desperation, the 2 thinner horses kill the large horse to avoid starvation. I know this is a wild story. Only one horse makes it out of the quarrel, the thinnest of them all. For the next few days, the horse is forced to wear the skin of and eat the meat of his 2 once friends. Though everyone is a little greedy, the horse eats all of the meat in a short period of time and dies not long after. Dang. Hi Eve, we were just getting started with part 2 of Scalp of Leather Horse. We listened to the first part already. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. I think this part of the stream where I'm reacting to the music, or not reacting, we play the songs and then I talk about them, I'll upload to YouTube, so you can rewatch my reaction, me discussing all of the songs. You'll be able to rewatch those on YouTube if any of you guys have missed them. Achoo. You got allergies? I got allergies too. Okay, so now we're gonna continue with Who Are You? 7th track overall, 2nd track of phase 2.
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
I was I think the reaction to that one was really cool. I expected that one to be kind of the I think that's probably like the centerpiece of the album. If that makes sense, like that and then the this fifth song, Backwater Rush Truck, I feel like are kind of like the main event of the album, because they're the most music, like I said, musically the most competent. I think they have the most. They're the melodically really good. I think they're catchy. They have like multiple parts, that kind of thing. So I think those are the ones that definitely succeeded the most. And then the shorter songs are a little bit more varied in terms of both style and quality. Though I think overall the whole album came together. Yeah, so that one in the story kind of represents at that point now the horses are kind of having to ask the horses. It's such a ridiculous story. But the three horses are kind of having to ask themselves like who are you? You know, who are we? Because they're stranded and they have to make decisions, kind of like a Lord of the Flies esque situation. That was the kind of what I was going for with the story. Though the story I wrote both of the stories for each side in like one sitting. And it's like one sitting I came up with the stories for the music. I didn't make the music after the stories. So I think yeah, Lord of the Horse. So I do think the stories that go along with the music are like kind of loosely based on the music. They're more just what the frick that was. They're more just like kind of little random fantasy stories I came up with. Well, said something in Discord toward you. Balls is Megashar on Discord, if you're wondering. Okay, what did he send me? Okay, I'll listen to it on stream after I won't forget to listen to it on stream Megashar after the album is over. Speaking of the album, now we're continuing with Leather Horse Variation 3, the third and final Leather Horse Variation. And don't worry, Megashar, I will listen to it after the album. I'll listen to, I don't know what it is. I think it's a TikTok, but I'll play it on stream. Cause I'm nice. I'm moderately nice, and I'll let you send me weird videos that I'll play on stream. I just all right. I need to play with like this plastic thing because I need stimulation while sitting here and doing nothing. Okay. Leather Horse Variation 3. This was, I think, the first or second song I made for this album. That's a weird one. Yeah. So like I said, this I think it was the second, maybe it was in the first three songs I made for the album. So it's kind of like all over the place because I was experimenting with this new like fast-paced sound. So it has a lot of like weird, like I said, the record scratches, a lot of weird sound effects happening. There's weird, um, there's the record scratches. There's that kind of bow, bow. It's called an orchestra hit. It's like a synthesizer sound effect. And then there's the weird like noises with the drums where it'll go like, and then there's the sped up noises at the end. Very all over the place, crazy song. And let's keep going with the kind of the last real song before the outro. Horse wearing horse's skin. And this one is the one that is like this is the video game music song, and it's basically a video game song that I decided to not use for any video game projects. And well, maybe I will, but like maybe like a mini game. But this is the one that I'm using for I put it on the album because I thought it was really good. But it was made for that video game type of style. So here it is, horse wearing horse's skin. All right, that was Horse Wearing Horse's Skin, the Schmohawk video game song, really. And that one, there's an effect that I have yet to discuss on this reaction thing, that I want to talk about. It is basically where towards the end of a song during like the climax, while it's just repeating like the main chorus section over and over, I will add like a static effect, usually on like the left or right side of the headphone. Excuse me. And that static effect is kind of, it's going while the main V is going so. So it's kind of, I just started shaking the screen, but it's one of the techniques that I use a lot, especially when I'm creating like video game music, to create a kind of, I guess you could call it like a climactic atmosphere towards the end of a track. So I think I'm really been trying to hone in that skill of adding the effects to make like big build up sections to make them feel more like a main like climax. So I did that with that track, and I do it with some of the other songs on the album. And it's probably one of the more unique things. I kind of based the whole track around that big climax section. But the track itself, it has a very simple rhythm, like most of the songs on the record. They have a lot of just very simple but effective melodies that are very memorable. Very well. I think there's some of my I try to pick all the better melodies. But all the melodies are very memorable in my opinion. I think they're all very like they're very catchy, and they're kind of like pop melodies, but then put over these unconventional backgrounds, which is also another kind of thing I've been trying to do more, like put weird melodies with or put good melodies with like weird stuff going on in the background. So here's the last song. It's kind of one of the longer ones too, I guess. And it's the epilogue, the kind of the post story for both of these, both the little stories within. So yeah, here we go with Epilogue, the final track on Scalp of a Leather Horse.
And again, of course, I was always big into the old songs.
I should do a video on my CD collection. That's Connie Francis.
She's
Bob Seger, that's your baby.
Bob Seger, that was my baby here. I love this song. Yeah, it's a great song in this album.
And then, of course, you got some more in there.
Okay, I think there's this whole pile that we didn't even look at.
Haunted Chill Sound. That's a Halloween album.
Nowadays, we didn't have cassettes, and we had record players, and we had record players, and that's about it.
But it's all like creepy sounds.
It's pretty cool.
Doors cracking and...
Here, whatever that is.
This one is, let me see here.
Oh, Chaka Khan.
Yeah, they were popular. Let's see some of the songs. Maybe you'll recognize some of the songs.
Right here at the bottom here, side one. You got the love, you got the love, I got the right street, walking in the sun, rags in the, we can take the, Google and we can play some of these if you're not sure what they sound like. They were pretty popular back then.
Cookie Tune was always crazy songs from different players, and they were just great stuff, you know. Oh, wow, nice.
Wait, does that? I don't know what
It is
that
Simon
is.
Garfunkel.
This is...
Yeah, Simon and Garfunkel, yeah.
Probably shouldn't show that to zero. Copyright, or whatever.
And then before that,
Bobby
see where
Mama?
that den is right now?
That used to be, that's why I see the wall is like that, I never finished it.
we'd open up the bar. Of course, I'd love to mix drink, but I'm not a drinker, so there was a lot of like non-alcoholic drink.
So yeah, that's kind of it's kind of the fade out moment there, I guess you could say. So yeah, the whole thing kind of culminates with this funny uh spoken word section from more from earlier about like the old records and stuff, and I just thought it was really funny, and it kind of fit the vibe of the whole story, and I wanted to throw it in there at the end. And then that last section that played is a kind of reprise slash like remixed version of one of the earlier tracks on the album for those who were not there during like the beginning. Yeah, because it seems like we have a couple viewers who were not there during the beginning. It's a reprise of the track Click Click. But it's mixed a little differently, and it has a couple little kind of random differences with the sounds. The sounds are a little bit different. The drum sound is much different. It doesn't have that fire, because the sound on that first version is like a firework. It's phew, but on the version that plays at the end of the record, it's not a firework. It's just a normal snare drum. So that's it for Scalp of Leather Horse. There are 2 bonus tracks included on this record. I was just looking. They're with the well, there's actually like 4, I think, but there's 2 main ones. That is the version of the song of the track Click Click, which is called Flat Top Scalp, the version that played right at the end of the album there. And the full version of that is included with the download, and they're on YouTube as well. They're released as singles before the record came out. And then there's also a completely new song called MIDI Garage Band, which is just a whole new song that was an outtake that didn't make the album. That I didn't like it enough to put it on the record. So yeah, that's it for the Scalp of a Leather Horse. Thank you everybody for listening. The stream's not over, but that is just that's the end of the Leather Horse